Hi, it's Melissa Berube with Howard Hanna again, bringing you yet another episode of Melissa's Realty Reality, where I talk about different subjects, questions, things like that that have come up in my 17 plus years of real estate. So one of the other hats that I wear, other than realtor, is I do new agent training and professional development with Howard Hanna. In the past, I have also taught the pre-licensing class, and one of the big subjects that we have to learn as agents is the concept of agency, which is actually a legal situation where how we represent our clients. And I think it's really important for our clients to understand also what agency means. And agency is basically in what capacity we are representing or not representing our clients and customers. And it is a bit confusing. It is very legal. There are certain aspects to agency that make it actually a legal relationship for the short term that it is. And one of the acronyms that we use in our industry is COLD AC. And what COLD AC is, those are the fiduciary duties that we are legally bound to provide to our clients. So we have care, obedience, loyalty, disclosure, accounting, and confidentiality. When we are representing a client, that is what we do with them. So how I explain it to my students is, depending on how you're representing your client, you're wearing different hats. So that's what I'm going to do here in the Tea Shoppe at the Seneca Center with these lovely hats behind me to kind of explain it in layman terms to help you understand. But of course, for specific questions on the situation that you're in, you definitely want to talk with your agent about that. So the first hat that we put on is buyer's agency. So when I have my buyer's agency hat on, isn't it cute? When I have my buyer's agency hat on, that means that I have my buyers that I've been working with, and I am working 100% in their best interest. And we are purchasing a property that is neither listed by myself nor Howard Hanna. So in other words, if I was with Howard Hanna, my buyers would be purchasing a Bob Smith Realty property. So when I'm in my buyer's agency hat, I am providing my clients with all 7 fiduciary duties in order to best represent them. Okay, so on another side of the table, if I take off my buyer's agency hat and I put on my seller's agency hat, in this case, then I'm on the seller side of it, or I have the listing, and an agent has brought me an offer, and that agent is from a different realty office. So I owe all 7 fiduciary duties to my client. So these are pretty cut and dry. These are fairly easy to understand. So let's put on a little bit more of a confusing hat. So for that one, I chose my knitted hat that has all kinds of other things going on. So now I have my dual agency hat on. So hold on. Now I properly have on my dual agency hat. So dual agency is a little bit of a different situation. When there's dual agency involved, there's 2 different types, and they can be a little confusing, and this is where it's very important for you to have the conversation with your agent. So dual agency can be one of 2 situations, where I have the buyer or the seller, and another agent has the buyer or the seller, but we are both under the same real estate company, because it is the broker who is the agent. That is the term that kind of brings it in. So your fiduciary duties change a little bit, okay? The main one that changes a little bit is disclosure. So we have to be a little bit careful about what we're disclosing. I cannot counsel my buyers on how to offer. The seller's agent cannot counsel their sellers on how to counter. But essentially everything else stays the same. Where the waters change a little bit more is if I am the only agent involved, and then that does affect a couple other, actually one other fiduciary duty, and that is loyalty. So now I have loyalty to both my clients. So I have loyalty to the buyer, I have loyalty to the seller. I have to make sure that I am not disclosing any information that would harm either party. So here's what comes in. So my rule of thumb for agency, I add a 7th duty in there, and that is trust. If you have a very trustworthy relationship with your agent, if you have been working with your agent, you have a very open, honest communication with each other, you can have this discussion, know exactly where you lie, and from that point you can make a decision on how to move forward with your representation. So I hope this was a good illustration for you. If you want to put on lovely hats, you can't have any of these because they're mine. I made this one. Isn't it pretty? I love it. But you can put on the Tea Shoppe's hats. You can visit the Seneca Center. There's shopping, there's restaurants, there's the tea shop, jewelry. There's a history downstairs of the glass factory. So make sure that you stop on by, try on your hats, and if you have any questions about how your agent will represent you, make sure you have that conversation. Thanks so much. Take care.